it's true that, certain types of speech can have consequences. It would be impossible to organize a genocide without using speech. We saw that in Rwanda, for instance, where the radio. We've also seen in Myanmar how social media can be used to facilitate and incite violence. I would even, the attack on the Capitol in the U.S. Social media also played an important role in that. But it does not follow from that, in my opinion, that restricting hate speech through laws is an efficient cure. I think, in fact, in many ways, it might be a cure that is worse than the disease, because how do you define hate speech? Which groups should be protected, and does it even help? So we have some evidence suggesting that countries in Western Europe that do most to limit the speech of right-wing extremists are also the ones that experience more violence. So it's interesting, for instance, to compare Denmark and Sweden, where in Denmark we've had a more open debate about issues of immigration than in Sweden, and I think Sweden has had historically a much larger right-wing extremist scene and more violence from neo-Nazi groups and so on than we've had in Denmark. So that might be an example of how free speech acts as a safety valve, and then when you don't have it, restrictions can act as a pressure cooker, so legitimizing violence. So in that sense, I'm not in favor of hate speech laws. I also think that speech has been much more essential for fostering tolerance and acceptance of previously persecuted minorities than laws. So, I don't think it was not restrictions on free speech that made people in Sweden and Denmark tolerate homosexuality, for instance. It was to a large degree speech and activism and so on. The same with the rights of women and so on. So all these great expansions of the sphere of tolerance and defeat of bigotry, I think, have much more to do actually with the exercise of speech and the spread of new ideas than trying to censor people. And also, such laws will always be used by a majority, so they can very easily be aimed at new targets, and that makes them dangerous.